From Rixie, this is the Daily Rec. I'm Mason Carlton. My recommendation for today is the 1963 album Nightlife by the artist Ray Price. Before I started recording this rec, I went onto Wikipedia and looked up some information about the album just to kind of get myself caught up on a little bit more of the background of the album. And on the Wikipedia page, it reads that the album was included in Robert Dimery's 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. Now, the reason that that's important is that I actually have this book, and it was sitting on a bookshelf in my bedroom. And I kind of laughed to myself because I've read through the book a few times just to kind of get some inspiration for, some recommendations for music that maybe I don't know about already. And sure enough, this album that I'm recommending was in this book, and I didn't even know that. So I'm going to read a quick quote from the book. In the record's spoken introduction, Price describes what will follow as songs of happiness, sadness, heartbreak. Don't be fooled by Price's trademark dance floor shuffle. Nightlife is Nashville's answer to Sinatra's In the Wee Small Hours. I'm not exactly sure how I came across this album, but what I do know and what I do remember is that at some point in the past 2 years, I became infatuated with 1950s, 1940s, 1960s style country. And I think what I did was I found a song that I really liked on Spotify, and I would click the 3 dots at the top right and go to the radio of just that song. If I remember correctly, it was a radio station created from the Willie Nelson song, I Let My Mind Wander, which is funny because I heard that on a podcast and I liked it and I listened to it, and that's kind of the full circle map of how I found Ray Price's Nightlife. And there's just something about this album that's so haunting and, as the book says, Sinatra-esque. Ray Price just has such a beautiful, soulful country voice, and the melodies and the light shuffled drum rhythms are kind of haunting and sad, and it feels like something that you would hear in like a dive bar in the middle of nowhere America. And over the past month or so, I've just been so infatuated with this album, and I almost feel like there's not a bad song on this album. If you like this style of music of 1950s, 1960s, early traditional country music, this is definitely one of those albums that you cannot miss. The runtime is only just over 37 minutes, so if you have a chance to sit down and listen to this album, I absolutely recommend that you do so. Some of my favorite songs from the album are the titular track, Nightlife. Some other favorites of mine include Lonely Street, Sittin' and Thinkin', and A Girl in the Night. I don't think you can really go wrong listening to this album. Obviously, if you don't like country, I understand that, but I implore you to open your mind a little bit and give it a try. And if you want to check out Ray Price's 1963 album, Nightlife, the link for that will be in the show notes. This has been your Daily Rec. We will see you on Monday.